Ho ho boardies, welcome to Borderline Games. I'm Gareth and this is Danganronpa episode 25. Last time we were investigating the 5th crime scene. Kyoko is one of the main suspects along with the mystery 16th student at Hope's Peak Academy, Makuro Ikisaba. And we were just looking at Kyoko's room and we discovered that there was a piece of paper with some details about Makuro Ikisaba. And we're going to look into that now. And there was also a key that looks like it opens one of the lockers in the dojo. So that's what we're up to now.
Let's go.
Well, are you coming? Straight to the dojo. Okay. There's lockers. Oh, 6. There are wooden lockers here. They use woodblock keys, just like at those super traditional public bathhouses. It looks like the key we found in Kyoko's room really does go to one of these lockers.
I see.
Makoto, do you see the locker farthest to the right?
Very strange.
That's the only one that doesn't have a key in it at the moment. Oh, I see. The key's like that little bar of chocolate. You understand what that means, right? I should probably use the key we found on that locker, right? Right. Well, just try it. Okay. Byakuya, being his polite self as normal, I took out the woodblock key and inserted it into the locker's metal lock, and... click. The locker eagerly accepted the key and it opened. There are arrows in here. It looks like 10 arrows in total. They look like they're made of titanium, which means they're quite strong despite how thin they are. Of course, without a bow, they're nothing but strong little sticks. Strong sticks. Nice. Titanium arrows have been added to the truth bullet section of your handbook. Oh, there's something else inside the locker. It's a wadded up ball of duct tape. I wonder what this was used for. Is that a blood stain?
I see.
It could have been used to tape up the victim in that tarp that we saw. If it is, that means it must surely be related to the case. This duct tape is related to the case somehow. But how could it possibly be involved? Bloody duct tape has been added to the truth bullet section of your handbook. I think that's all the locker has to offer for now. Is something wrong?
Very strange.
It's very odd, don't you think? The locker was hiding items that were clearly related to the case. But how did the key to the locker wind up in the victim's room?
Why?
Or perhaps... Byakuya? Forget it. Come on. We need to continue on to the next location. Huh? What next location?
What?
There's still something we need to look into. We need to do more research on Fenrir. Oh, that's right. There was a mercenary group that Makuro was a part of called Fenrir. Fenrir? You mean the mercenary group that Makuro was a part of? But how are we supposed to find out about that? Isn't it obvious? Where in this school would you go to do research on something? Research? Are you talking about the archive? That's right, the archive has all kinds of info that the general public doesn't have access to.
Let's go.
We only have so much time before the trial begins, let's hurry. What's up, Bill? I believe there was a file related to Fenrir somewhere over there. Somewhere over here. Byakuya seemed to know the archive like the back of his hand and went straight to a shelf in the back. Ah, here we go. He quickly returned with a file in his hand. Okay. What have you got in your hand?
I see.
Take a look at this. I've no idea what it says. What language is this? How did you make it all the way to high school without learning a single word of French? I'm pretty sure most high schoolers can't speak French. Well, whatever. I'll read it for you, but I expect you to repay your debt 100 times over. 100 times? Isn't that kind of extreme? Well, Byakuya's a dick. Fenrir is an elite fighting unit based out of the Middle East. Unlike military contractors, they're a fierce group of soldiers who engage in direct combat. They claim that a single member is equivalent to an entire company of regular soldiers. Just like Fenrir, the Wolf of Ragnarok, their mere presence is enough to strike fear into any enemy. They've been involved in countless military battles and operations, most of which are highly classified. However, some time ago, they completely ceased all activity. Byakuya, the voice I'm using for Byakuya is slowly turning into like a news presenter. At present, their continued existence cannot be confirmed. Sorry, Bilbo my Shih Tzu was barking up a storm. Alright, let's continue. There are unconfirmed reports that the key members of the group were all neutralized. Rumours indicate that they were killed to keep them from revealing the many state secrets they'd acquired. Some, however, believe there was mounting internal tension within the group, and they simply imploded. Whoa. Imploded? What is it? This all just sounds like some kind of alternate reality. Well, it isn't. This is our reality, the only reality. These people are part of our world. Their battlefields aren't much different from our lives here, an unpredictable, unimaginable world. That's what makes it all so exciting. Exciting definitely isn't the word I would use. So did anything jump out at you? This may be your last opportunity to learn about Fenrir. Now that you mention it. The report said something about where the name Fenrir comes from, right? That's right. It said Fenrir is the Wolf of Ragnarok. Speaking of which, would you like to know something interesting related to that? One second, I'm just going to let my dog back in. Okay, I'm back. Speaking of which, would you like to know something interesting related to that? I would. To show that they're a member of the team, each soldier that joins the squad, or has a tattoo, would get a tattoo representing Fenrir somewhere on their body. What? They got a tattoo of Fenrir. Could that mean? Nice. Makura Ikasaba's profile has been updated in the Truth Bullet section of your handbook, so that means that that is Makura Ikasaba.
Time is utterly silent, and yet it constantly assaults us organisms, the Earth, natural phenomena. It damages us little by little until the end. You should really think about that.
Okay, why are you telling us this, Monokuma?
Anyway, it's time to begin the class trial!
Already? I feel like we've not gathered enough evidence yet.
So, please meet up in the usual spot. See you later.
Oh, he's a little tinker, isn't he? Then the time has come. All we can do now is try to uncover the truth during the class trial.
That's right.
Oh, that was me saying it. It would seem that way. Let's go. Alright then. Class trial. Whoa. Byakuya and Makoto showed up together. Where the heck have you two been? You just disappeared without a word. We were investigating, of course. How could you not figure that out by this point? Makoto's ranked high enough for you guys to go off together, just the two of you. What? Are you jealous?
Hey.
Or are you making up some kind of creepy fantasy for yourself?
What?
Stop talking and brace yourselves. He'll be here any second. Any second. He could show up at any time. When I imagined what was about to happen, I immediately tensed up and prepared myself. But we stood there for 5 full minutes waiting for something weird to happen, and then 5 minutes became 10.
Why?
What's going on here? Why hasn't Monokuma showed up yet?
Could it be?
Maybe he died again. What should we do? Should we keep waiting here, or... Or what?
What?
Jesus! No! Did I scare you?
Come on.
I demand an explanation. Why did you waste my time and make me wait like that? What? I made you wait. You've got it all backwards. You're the ones making me wait. Huh?
In other words,
I'm waiting for everyone to arrive. We can't start till everyone's here now, can we? What are you talking about? Everyone is here. We've all been waiting for you. Sorry, but you're wrong. But I've been waiting 10 minutes now, so it's okay if I punish the one making us all wait, right? If we all agree it's a violation, I'll arrange a punishment right now. If it's me you're waiting for, I'm here. Is it Kyoko? Or is it Makura? When we heard that voice, we all spun around to look.
hey,
Kyoko. I'm here, and no rule's been broken. Kyoko! Kyoko! You're still alive! No, that's a ghost! I knew Kyoko was alive. Stop the talking! If you want to fight, do it at the class trial. You need to save some of the fun for later, right?
What?
But is it okay that there's no particular penalty for being late?
is that right?
I made it here just fine. What school regulation did I violate? Am I wrong? You're so selfish. So spoiled. You're right. There's no penalty officially, but I bet you'll be sorry later. No, I'll make sure you're sorry later. Anyway, hustle your butts onto the elevator. I'll be just one step ahead of you. When Monokuma was gone, we all rushed up to Kyoko. Kyoko! So you really didn't die?
Indeed.
Of course I didn't die. Thank God, I'm so glad you're okay. Perhaps, but that's not necessarily a good thing for us. Huh? He's right. Now we've got to deal with a ghost! I told you, stop talking.
Let's go.
Come on, let's just go. Whatever we need to discuss, we can do it during the trial. Without ever directly looking directly at Kyoko, Byakuya stepped into the elevator. Master, wait for me! Good call. Who knows what might happen to us if we take too long.
But
I'll be happy when this trial is all over. One after another, everyone piled into the elevator. But I couldn't help myself. I had to talk to Kyoko before the trial started. Hiya. Listen, before we get started, I have to ask you. Where have you been this whole time? You used that key of yours to go somewhere, didn't you? So...
Correct.
I went to investigate the second floor of the dorms. The second floor?
That's right.
There aren't any monitors or cameras there, so I was able to avoid Monokuma completely. Of course, I also missed his announcement because of that.
Whew.
I had no idea a body had been discovered. Then, when did you find out?
So...
Just now. I finished my search and came back down just in time to hear the class trial announcement. I took some time to go over the crime scene first. I can't go to a trial completely uninformed, can I? So, that's why you were late.
However...
I'm sorry I kept you all waiting. But if you were on the second floor of the dorms, then that's what the key you found goes to.
Wrong.
Actually, to be precise, not quite.
In other words...
I used Monokuma's secret tool which can open any lock in the school. What? Nice. Kyoko's account has been added to the truth bullet section of your handbook.
Just a second.
So Kyoko was the one that damaged Monokuma, maybe? Has it been established who damaged Monokuma? Hey, what are you two doing? Hurry up before we get in trouble with Monokuma.
Makoto.
We can go over all the details after we get through the trial, okay, Makoto? Right now I just want to focus on surviving our current situation.
It would seem...
Because this is probably the single most crucial moment so far for me. For her. It's a strange way to put it. Class trial is important for everyone, right? So why would she say it's a crucial moment for her?
Goodbye.
Well, if that's all... Seemingly unconcerned, Kyoko made her way to the elevator. I'm just overthinking what she said, right? Being the last one left, I stepped into the elevator. The doors slid shut. This time the clunking was loud enough to hurt my ears, and the dread began to consume me once again. I can't imagine ever getting used to the mental pressure that comes with preparing for an execution. Mental pressure. In that dusky darkness, nobody said a word. We just stood there silent and still. After an immeasurable period of time, the doors opened without a warning. A dazzling light penetrated every depth of my eyes. But it wasn't the illuminating light of hope. It was the blinding light of despair. Oh, look at it now.
I can't wait! I can't wait!
Ah, I've been waiting for this. I feel like it's been forever since we got together like this. The time for pointless jokes and jabs has passed. Let's get on with the show! And so the curtain opened for the 5th time. A deadly judgment, a deadly deception, a deadly betrayal. A deadly riddle, a deadly defense, a deadly faith. Deadly class trial. This one. Alright. Have we got any more space? Cool and composed. Crystal prediction decreases an argument to 3 statements or less, effective during the non-stop debate and the bullet time battle final strike. What else we got? So these all cost 4. Allows you to reload 2 bullets at once, effective. Yeah, okay, let's do that one. Finish preparations.
Let's begin with a basic explanation of the class trial. So, your votes will determine the results.
Okay.
If you can figure out
Excuse
who's
me.
done it, then only they will receive punishment. But if you pick the wrong one, then I'll punish everyone besides the blackened, and the one that deceived everyone else will graduate.
We know this.
Okay, well, I'll leave the rest up to you.
Well then, let's discuss the specifics of the victim. First, we need to clarify who exactly the unidentified victim is.
It's Kyoko. There's no other explanation.
Kyoko is here?
But Kyoko's standing right there.
No, that's a ghost.
But she has legs and stuff.
Yeah, ghosts don't have legs. They have like a little wispy tail.
Well, that's just because she's like the latest evolution in ghost technology.
There's a limit to how much ridiculousness I can tolerate.
Okay.
Okay. So I just have to prove that the corpse isn't Kyoko, right? Then let's compare Kyoko's traits to the traits of the dead body.
Her traits?
Tattooed hand. One important trait Kyoko has that proves the body doesn't belong to her. Kyoko's gloves. Face. Piercing. There's got to be gloves.
I got it!
I got it!
I'm talking about her gloves. They'll give us some insight into the mystery. I'm sure of it.
In that case, I think it would be helpful if someone explained why she actually wears those gloves.
Yep.
And would you happen to know the answer?
In fact, Monokuma told me.
Oh yeah, that's
You
right.
have scars on your hands you don't want anyone to see.
Oh, you know, now that I think about it, the corpse wasn't wearing any gloves, right?
They probably just got burnt up in the explosion. I'm not convinced. The ghost is just trying to fool us all.
There's no way that corpse was Kyoko. But if I can't prove why, we're going to be stuck here and the case won't move forward. So I don't have any choice but to... Okay. Okay, so tattoo on the right hand seems conclusive. Let's have that loaded.
There is just a ghost.
Impossible.
Okay, then prove it. Prove she's not a ghost.
The dead body wasn't
Oh.
wearing gloves.
They got burnt up in the explosion.
Then she was wearing gloves before the explosion.
Well, yeah, she must have been wearing gloves. Because that corpse is absolutely
She wouldn't wear it with the fake nails.
This entire discussion is idiotic.
Alright. Let's try again. I know that body isn't Kyoko's and I know I can prove it.
That Kyoko there is just a ghost.
Impossible.
Okay, then prove it. Prove she's not a ghost.
The dead body wasn't wearing gloves.
They got burnt up in the explosion.
Then she was wearing gloves before the explosion.
Well, yeah, she must have been wearing gloves. No, that's wrong.
Jack Hughes! Right.
No.
Take a quick
There's
5.
no way the corpse was wearing gloves. Whoever it was, they were wearing fake nails, remember? I imagine trying to wear gloves over nails like that would have been a pretty big pain. Besides, Kyoko wears gloves to hide her hands, right? It'd be pretty weird for someone who's self-conscious about their hands to wear fake nails, don't you think?
Absolutely.
Jeez, man, you don't know women, huh? You're complicated like that.
If anyone doesn't know women, it's you.
Well, Kyoko, any thoughts?
These gloves were custom made to the size of my hands to make sure they don't interfere with my daily life. If I wore fake nails, the gloves wouldn't fit properly.
The old OJ defense.
Then that's that. The dead body doesn't belong to
Kind
Kyoko.
of. Reverse OJ, the anti-OJ defense.
Which should have been obvious since she's standing right here.
Okay, so then, who's the real victim? First, we need to figure that out.
That's the first thing I said. You're the one who's been dragging us around in circles.
Before anything, we have to identify the victim. Everything starts from there. Okay. So to identify it, we need a tattoo on the right hand, I think.
If Kyoko really is still alive, then who died?
There's gotta be some way to figure it out. I think so. The face was scorched beyond recognition. And there wasn't any description in the Monokuma file. Well, if we can't identify the body...
We can.
No, that's wrong. There was one clue left behind that we can use to identify the body.
What? For real?
You're lying. He'll die a cruel and unusual death.
Cruel and unusual death.
This I gotta see.
She's just being stupid. Ignore them, Makoto. Tell us what you're talking about.
The key to figuring out who it was is the tattoo on the back of her hand.
Or is it?
Oh yeah.
Maybe it was put there.
The design's pretty strange, huh? Is this a dog?
Her master must have made her get it. To be like, you're my bitch.
Seriously?
God damn it,
They
Toko.
really did something that humiliating?
No, that's not it. The
Going full
identity
horny
of
on
the
main.
victim is hidden within that tattoo.
Oh, really?
If you compare the tattoo to other information we have, the victim's identity should become clear. Okay. No. This? Mikuro Ikusaba's profile. Became obsessed with the military. Yeah, there we go. Tattoo.
I got it!
I got it!
Career Mercenary Corps. That's the name of the military group Mukuro Ikusaba belonged to.
Okay, so...
To show that they're a member of the team, each soldier that joins the squad would get a tattoo representing Fenrir somewhere on their body.
Fenrir?
Fenrir? The image that represents Fenrir is... Okay, it's a wolf. No. No. Yes. Yes. Easy.
Now I understand. The representation of Fenrir is
A wolf.
Fenrir, the Wolf of Ragnarok. It's from Norse mythology. A huge, world-ending wolf beast. He's the child of the trickster god Loki, and a female giant.
Man, after all this time, we finally got a glimpse of the literary all-star.
A wolf tattoo. And that means...
exactly. The body we found had a tattoo of a wolf. Which means that person must have once belonged to Fenrir. So it must have been Mukuro.
Okay.
What?
I still feel like Mukuro is someone that we've seen before.
Hold on. Isn't she the one that was behind this whole thing?
You sound surprised, but you're absolutely right. Yes, indeed. The trial this time is to solve the murder of Mukuro Ikusaba.
Okay. Just come out and say it.
Are you saying...
No.
Oops.
It
Oops.
means
Oh no.
you're wrong in thinking that
Is it? Oh, what? You're saying the mastermind is dead, and now we have to have a class trial? No, it means we were wrong in thinking that Mukuro was the mastermind at all.
But I mean, being the ultimate despair seems like a pretty mastermindy title to me.
Maybe we shouldn't have been thinking of her as the ultimate despair in the first place. After all, looking at her profile, I didn't see anything that would fit such a description. All it said was that she was the ultimate soldier.
Yeah.
If I remember correctly, that other information came from Kyoko. That's what you told Makoto, right?
So that means Kyoko got it wrong?
Who was she? Who was Mukuro Ikusaba? She's been gone this whole time, and when she finally turns up, she gets killed.
Usually when there's a scene where an important character dies, it has a lot more detail.
So you're saying she wasn't an important character? Which would mean she was the same as us, just another participant.
Okay.
Then who's the real mastermind?
And have we seen Mukuro before?
Peak Academy headmaster after all.
No, the headmaster has nothing to do with it.
But how can we trust that? We already know your information about Mukuro was wrong.
My information was not wrong.
Oh yeah.
Okay. We're in the middle of a trial right now. Figuring out who killed Mukuro is first and foremost. Please limit all future prattle, chatter, and chit-chat as much as possible.
Fine.
Possible.
Covering the identity of the mastermind will have to wait. But remember this. No matter what happens, we will find out who you really are. I stake my family name on it.
I have officially decided to completely ignore all such attempts at provocation. Now then, just so nobody's confused, let me state this one more time for the record. The reason we're having a class trial is because a murder among the students has taken place. Hammer that point straight into your big ol' brains!
What you're saying is that both the victim and the culprit are part of the student body?
Both the victim and the culprit are part of the student body, so...
Then, one of us killed Mukuro?
Yeah.
Wait, no! There's a chance that there's some mystery 17th person who's been hiding all along!
Nope! There are only 16 students in total that have been taking part in these events.
Yes.
Seriously? Then one of us killed Mukuro?
Who did it? Who's the killer this time?
Get a hold of yourself. We've already narrowed down the list of possible suspects.
Huh?
I'm sure you realize who I'm talking about, right, Makoto? Who the evidence points to?
Based on what we know, there can only be two suspects. Makoto and Kyoko, Toko and Genocide Jack, Mukuro and the Headmaster. So it's got to be these two, right? Because Mukuro and the Headmaster, both of those aren't participating students. So this one.
I got it!
I got it.
You've narrowed it down to Kyoko and me, right?
Why do you say that?
Allow me to explain. Just after nighttime last night, I went to the garden, so I can confirm that at that point, there was no dead body there. So, the murder must have taken place after I left the garden. However, Hiro, Toko, Hina, and I were in the gym the entire time.
The gym?
Oh yeah, that's right. They were trying to fix the Monokuma robot.
That's right. The four of us were there trying to dismantle Monokuma. The whole time we were very careful not to go anywhere alone. We even went to the bathroom in pairs. All of which is to say, the four of us all
But
have
the body
alibis.
must have been
The
put
only
there
ones without alibis.
since, because the sprinklers would have covered it.
Are me and Makoto. That's why you're able to narrow down the list of suspects.
Exactly so.
So the only suspects now are me and Kyoko. Damn it. I can't let this stand. Somehow I have to clear my name.
I have something I'd like to say regarding the whole alibi thing.
I didn't do it.
Are you thinking of raising an objection?
Well,
For
before
the
that,
first time in this
I
courtroom.
just want to try and get a better idea of what time the murder took place. Doing that might reveal some kind of clue.
Whatever you want. Somebody go ahead and help him out.
Me and Byakuya can both confirm
Byakuya.
that the body wasn't in the garden at... Well, it was after nighttime for sure. I'd say it must have been around 10 o'clock. So the murder must have happened after 10 p.m.
Definitely right.
And I guess we can say the time frame for the murder was between then and when we found the body? Oh, but what time did we find the body?
The one who saw the body first
I
was
think it was
Kyoko,
around.
right? And she
It was
went
going
to
up
go
to
get
9, I think. Oops. What time was the body discovered? It was 9. Because we were about to break into the headmaster's office, I think, right?
I got it! The body must have been discovered at 9 a.m., since that's when
9
Kyoko
a.m.
went to get the pickaxe.
Now then, Toko, what time is it? Well, when we left the gym, it was just before 9 o'clock, so it's probably 9 on the dot now. Okay, go get the pickaxe and be back here by 9:01. That's
He's
right.
It had to be around then.
So we can be totally sure the murder happened sometime between 10 at night and 9 in the morning.
For me, I was already asleep before nighttime hit, so I don't have an alibi after 10 o'clock. But I'm sure I met up with everyone else before 9 this morning.
We ran into each other in the dining hall, right?
So I just need to prove the sprinkler thing.
Oh yeah! Right around 7:30. I remember checking right before I went in, so I'm totally sure about it.
Which means from 10 p.m. to 7:30 a.m., you don't have an alibi.
Murder happened around 10 p.m. and 9 a.m. No, between. And I don't have an alibi from 10 p.m. until 7:30 a.m. Okay, then it looks like the game has begun. If I can't provide an alibi for that period, then I just have to prove the murder didn't happen during the time I don't have an alibi. To do that, I have to make it clear when the body ended up in the garden. Sprinklers! Okay, hang on.
Time frame for the murder. It took place
Some
somewhere
seconds
between
in.
10 o'clock at night and 9 o'clock in the morning.
Yep, and Makoto doesn't have an alibi for most of that time.
Yeah, from 10 o'clock to 7:30.
That's more than enough time to commit murder, I should think. So Makoto, if you have any objections, now would be the time.
Okay. There's something that happens in the garden at the same time every morning. Thinking back, the corpse is almost totally dry. In which case, I should be able to figure out when the body must have appeared in the garden. I've got this.
We've established a time frame for the murder. It took place somewhere between 10 o'clock at night.
Boom. J'accuse. Checkmate.
Actually, the murder couldn't have happened anywhere near 10 o'clock. It had to have taken place way later.
And what makes you say that?
Correct.
Because of the sprinklers in the garden. The sprinklers are set to go off right at 7:30 every morning, right? So if the body had been in the garden before 7:30, then it should have been completely soaked.
Should have been dripping wet.
Oh, hold on! I remember this part perfectly. The body was wet. Dripping wet, in fact.
Sorry, Toko, but you're wrong.
I'm wrong? How?
Oh, it seems like a battle's on our...
Are you
On the
saying
cards.
only the mouth down south was wet? How dare you use such indecent words?
Gross.
I'm saying that the body was wet, but not because of the sprinklers.
What do you mean?
What do you mean?
By denying the sprinkler, are you trying to deny my entire existence?
Man, totally wacko.
If you really think it wasn't the sprinkler, you'd better tell us why!
You better give me kisses. I need to prove that it wasn't the sprinklers that got the body wet. Okay, here we go. All I have to do is hit Toko with certain evidence and that should do it. If we look at the body itself, that should make it clear. The moment of truth. Okay.
I admit
Oops.
nothing. I hate you. No, no, no! I don't know anything! Hold on! Are you trying to blame me? I admit nothing. I hate you. No, no, no! I don't know anything! Hold on! Are you trying to blame me? I admit nothing. Are you trying to blame me? I admit nothing. I hate you. No, no, no! I don't know anything!
Come on. Okay.
How can you say
Exploded body analysis, that's it. Boom!
Prove it.
Gotta.
Just remember what the body was like after the explosion, and you'll see why it wasn't the sprinklers.
You'll see.
The top half of the body was wet, yes, but the bottom half was completely dry. If the sprinklers got the body wet, shouldn't the whole body have been wet?
So they only got the top wet? The bottom was completely dry? What a brutal maniac! I'm so sick of her.
She's so horny.
Let's just move on. The reason only the top half was wet was because while the body was still on fire, I doused it with water. But only the part on fire, the top half.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, then I guess the sprinklers really didn't do it.
So if the sprinklers didn't get the body wet, then the murder must have taken place sometime after the sprinklers turned on at 7:30 in the morning.
Which means she must have been killed sometime between then and when the body was discovered at 9.
Oh, it was covered by the top.
But Makoto's alibi was only missing from 10 o'clock last night to 7:30 this morning, right?
So there's no way Makoto could have done it. I guess you had an alibi after all. Good for you.
In which
I knew it
the
wasn't
only one
Makoto.
left without an alibi is Kyoko.
Kyoko's the only one without an alibi. Which would mean that Makoto's killer is... No, I refuse to believe it. Kyoko murdered someone, that's...
I'd just like to say one thing.
Hmm.
If you vote for me and I die here, the mystery of this school will stay hidden forever.
Ooh.
Which is why I can't let that happen.
Huh?
So are you saying you're not the culprit?
Of course I'm not. I have no reason to kill anyone. This is a trap the mastermind has laid for us.
More like a tarp.
A trap?
Get it? Is this
We're
thing on?
this far into the game, and now you decide to blame me? Stop wasting time! Stop wasting energy! You really think your little trick is gonna work?
Shut up, you!
Shut up, you!
You got it, boss! Shutting up now!
Anyway, Kyoko, you actually did have a reason to kill her.
Mm-hmm.
Huh? She did?
She thought Mukuro was the ultimate despair. In other words, the mastermind behind everything. So she killed her to try and put a stop to all this. Isn't that right, Kyoko? But you made one catastrophic mistake. Mukuro wasn't the mastermind at all. And as a result, we were forced into another trial, something I'm sure you weren't at all expecting.
So, that was her motive?
If she had a motive and no alibi, well then, I think it's pretty clear Kyoko's gotta be the culprit.
Okay. We're gonna leave it there for now. Is Kyoko the culprit? Or is it somebody else? Seems like most of the evidence is pointing towards Kyoko, but I guess we'll find out next time on Borderline Games. Thanks for watching, and I'll speak to you soon.